Now that you've been appointed to personal representative, understanding the probate process is the first step to making informed decisions. Today, we're going to be discussing how probate works with a will and without a will. Knowing this process can save you time, energy, and a lot of stress. Today, we're going to break down exactly how probate works, whether you have a will or whether you don't have a will, and what it means if you're handling the estate in Washington, D.C. I'm Dan Wheeler, certified probate real estate specialist and CEO of All Things Probate DC, your one-stop shop for all your probate real estate needs. I help families, executors, and personal representatives navigate the probate process smoothly, efficiently, and with care. Whether you need help understanding timelines, marketing the property, or maximizing its value, All Things Probate DC is here to provide you with the expertise and support that you need to make this journey less stressful and to get you the best possible outcome. So what really happens to a home when a person passes away? Well, if there's a will, things can be more straightforward. But what happens if there isn't one? First, what is a will? Well, a will is basically a roadmap that basically says who gets what. Sounds pretty simple, but before anything can happen, the probate court is going to step in to make sure the will is actually legitimate. The court has to confirm if the will is valid. They do this by checking to see if this is the most recent version, if it follows all legal requirements, and if it was signed correctly. But what happens if there is no will? If there is no will, the process gets a little bit trickier. If there is no will, the court follows what's called intestate succession laws. Intestate succession laws decides who gets what, and it's based on Washington, D.C. probate law. Basically, the court follows a very strict order. If there's a spouse, they usually inherit the estate. If there are children, they usually may split the estate. If there was no spouse and there are no children, the estate then would go to the parents or to siblings. But here's the issue. Without a will, you as the personal representative don't get to control who gets what. The court will decide, and that process usually takes a little bit longer. Now, if there is a will, it usually names an executor, the person who is in charge of handling everything, managing the asset, paying off debts and taxes, and selling the property if needed. But if there is no will, the court will appoint an administrator, and this can be a family member or someone that the court decides. Now, this sometimes can lead to family disputes and delays. If there is real estate in the estate, here's what happens next. First, appraisal. The home's value is determined by either the tax assessed value, an appraisal, or with a market analysis from a real estate agent. Settling debts. Any outstanding mortgages or taxes must be paid. Listing and selling. After that, the home can be put on the market to receive the most amount that it can for the property. Fourth, distributing the proceeds. The money is then given to the heirs as the will states or as the state laws require. So why work with a certified probate real estate specialist? Probate estate sales aren't like regular home sales. There are legal steps, court approvals, and possible delays. That's why working with All Things Probate makes the process smoother and more efficient. Now that you're ready to sell the property, you've probably wondered to yourself, who gets what? The distribution of the assets is one of the most important and sometimes tricky parts of the probate process. I did a video breaking it all down step by step so you know exactly how it works and how to avoid the common mistakes. And if you want to know more about that, click on this video right here because it's coming up right now.